Talk about a wagon that just keeps going.
Oof.
I mean, they are beat in the Holy War. This was an incredible football game. First off, the uniforms.
Yeah.
Bright blue, bright red. Let's go.
Yeah. Oh, it was fantastic.
They had this you could sense the anger, all the different stuff going on. And then the intertwining is so great. Like Kyle Whittingham played at BYU. I remember when he made the big decision. And then he got offered both the BYU job and the Utah job, and he took the Utah job. And they had something where a Whittingham family member has been involved in 60 years of this rivalry between his dads, his uncles, him. Then Kalani Sitake coached under Whittingham. Now he's the BYU coach. He played at BYU. It goes back and forth. They were hitting. They were hitting. This thing was physical. It was intense. Rice Eccles was electric. And Utah has got this game won, and BYU set for their first loss, and they have this incredible drive at the end to kick a field goal. Very controversial holding call, defensive secondary holding against Utah when Utah got a sack that would have ended the game, set the Utes off, including their athletic director, who he said, I'm not proud to be in the Big 12.
The game was stolen from them.
We were cheated. They were stolen.
Yeah.
It was disgusting. I think he said.
I'm not happy to be in the Big 12, but not tonight. Okay, fair enough. It was a tough call at that spot. It was a tough call. I'm not going to lie, but BYU still had to roll down the field and get to field goal range. And there was a phantom face mask. There's a million calls in a game.
Yeah, that could go.
There's a phantom face mask on BYU early in the game that led to a Utah continued a Utah drive. So, but that's what we want. We want the spite. We want the anger. We want the viciousness. We want it all. And we're getting it with this BYU team that that's all right. We're just going to keep winning. Kalani Sitake, nice guy. Just keep smiling. Team's tough. He's tough. Team is mean. He's like, refs, they got a job. Can't get them all. Haha. We win.
Sitake's a very likable guy. Great personality, and he's not going to be one of those guys, I think, that's drawn into a spitting contest. The fans will do that plenty on their own. But boy, Mark Harlan, I've never heard an AD come out and just burn a officiating crew like that publicly.
A press conference
before.
too.
Press conference.
He sat down.
Walked in, sat down, fired, and then gets up and leaves, and then they have the rest of the Utah press conference. I mean, woo.
It's like one of those presidential briefings where everyone's yelling out, "Hey, right." He just keeps going.
Yeah, right. I didn't like the call. You can throw the flag, but in that situation, I didn't like it. But as you said, Utah then had several plays in which they could have stopped BYU, and they didn't. And BYU goes down, scores, and that's now 2 games that in the last 10 seconds, 15 seconds, they've pulled out. Oklahoma State, they were beat through a touchdown pass with, I think, 10 or 15 seconds left, and then kick a field goal here, 3 seconds left. So there's a little team of destiny about BYU, but all credit to them. I mean, they have become must watch. And you want to tell me, how many people would watch a BYU Colorado championship game if it comes to that? Please.
Man, that would be something. It was a flag, right? It was a penalty. You could slow it down. You could see he held. But in that spot, it's tough to call something like that, not only in that spot, but so far away from the play, so far kind of removed from the ball. You never know. Maybe it did impact the play, but it was a tough one. And I'm sure we'll see. I'm assuming we'll see disciplinary action from the Big 12 conference office. And the Big 12 office has faced some. They've had an interesting season, right? The Big 12 officiating. We saw more, I think, public complaints, maybe from Texas Tech. After their game against Colorado. And obviously we saw complaints from Texas Tech about the headset situation, the non-encrypted headset situation earlier this year. So interesting stuff going on there, but it's we don't see that often from an athletic director. take the days before the head coach comes up there and just eviscerate publicly the officials in targeting kind of the league too, right? Just like we're happy to be, or we were, or I think he said we're happy to be in the Big 12, but not right now, or something like that. I mean, he was hot.
Yeah, the fine for that one should be a doozy.